Still, hello. I didn't think out this intro at all. F099. No particular reason. Actually, I tried to get some decent recording yesterday. Didn't work out so good. My equipment is way outdated, and I had upgraded some things, but not others. I might throw in a few clips here just to kind of show you how badly it went. Okay. Finished in 7th. Not bad for not having played this for a really long time. Had a lot of problems. Alright, so 099. Up until yesterday, I hadn't played in probably since like the first few months it came out. I got really good at it at one point, got into the S ranks, all that. But then not after that. It was, I don't know, just been busy. You know, that's what happens when life. I feel like I've talked about this before. So I'm not going to do leagues. I'm just going to do normal rounds. Split it up that way. It's not too crazy. I'll just kind of talk about some stuff. Let you know what I've been doing. I prefer Wild Goose. That's my machine of choice. That's me. If you like something else, that's you. Now, I had noticed yesterday that there were some new machines I'd not seen before. I don't know where these came from because I don't see an option for me to switch those machines. I don't know if I got to unlock them by getting so high a rank or something. But that was new to me. I see that they did add a few things. You can do a little reaction thing. It doesn't really do any. I don't know what it's for. It doesn't really seem to add much. But I mean, they haven't totally just abandoned this, even though I'm sure the player count has dropped significantly. Oh, well, that would help if I hit the right button. Well, I'm at a huge disadvantage already. See, I just assume you hit A, but in this game it's B. That's fine. We'll make the best of this. No, it's definitely fine. This is Deathwind. This is the thing that this machine was made for. No problem. Now, I've played probably every F-Zero, except for maybe the ones that they had on the Game Boy Advance. There was one I didn't play. But I haven't owned all of them, but I've played all of them at some point, except for that one of those Game Boy ones. And they're all fine. Some are certainly better than others. I know F-Zero GX is probably the most popular one, even to this day, and I understand why. I'm more of an F-Zero X guy for the N64. It's more my style. I need to be paying attention to my boosting here. But GX is fine. I know the story is ridiculously hard for really no particular reason. But we can't always choose what we want in life. Like one of my kids, their favorite sayings these days is challenges make us grow and get stronger. And that's a lesson a lot of people don't learn. And, when kids learn it early, that probably helps them in the long run, I think. Had a lot of tough stuff going on at work, so been dealing with that. The only reason I'm here able to do this right now is the family all went on vacation without me, while I am stuck at home working my normal 9 to 5. Well, I call it a 9 to 5. It's more than that. It's significantly more than that. But the thing is, when you're salaried, just because you work more doesn't mean you get paid more. Another reality of life, unfortunately, for me in my circumstance, but it's also a blessing to be employed. I know a lot of people are struggling with that. And I remember when I got out of college, I don't even want to think how long ago that was. Oh, 4th place, by the way. Not too bad. Not too bad for the start we had. And when I was in college and getting out, it took me a whole year to find full-time work. And, I guess my specific degree, my major didn't help. It wasn't super in demand. So I guess that's partly on me, but also, I graduated early. I graduated in 3.5 years with my BA, and my whole idea was, hey, I'll get a head start on my career. I'll be ahead of the rest of my peers. Because, at that point, a lot of people were taking 5-6 years to get their BA. I did in 3.5, and like I was really pushing to get out of there. I'm not a huge fan of school. Like I appreciate education, but not often in the way it's done. Um, but I don't really have, I guess, any better answers to that. So I'm a critic without an answer, which I don't like being. But also, I really wanted to get out of there and really start my career. But then I was just on hold for a whole year and really lost all that ground that I had made for myself. And man, that's depressing. You know, when you work hard and it doesn't matter. But again, it's another reality of life. Just because you work hard doesn't necessarily mean things are going to work out. So I got to pause to make sure I get the right button here. But, you know, I hope people don't stop trying, because I'm afraid that's what a lot of people will eventually do, is they'll just say it's not worth trying anymore. And then that's when things get really sad. I don't ever want people to get to that point. You get to that point, that's when you're really lost. And I know people who are kind of like in that, or they're kind of at a bare minimum that they're able to accept in life, even though I know they could do more, and it'd be better for them to do more. It'd be better for everyone else around them if they could do more, and they're perfectly capable. And you know, I can only criticize people so much because I'm not perfect either. But you know, I just want people to reach that pinnacle as much as possible. But you know, it's fine. I'm able to be content with what life gives us sometimes, and I think contentment is a great thing to have too. A lot of people don't have that, and that can be a danger in its own right. But yeah, things have been busy for me. So despite all the things I could complain about, when I kind of sit down and think about it and be like, well, got a roof over my head, I got a stable job. It's not the best in the world. In fact, you know, I complain about it quite frequently to people around me sometimes. But I'm trying to be positive. It's a lot harder to be positive, I think. But I'm not super, like I am a bit jaded on a lot of things, but maybe it's just because I see more than I used to. But I'm still hopeful in many regards for things, which I know a lot of people aren't, and you know, I hope that they can come to that understanding of some hope again at some point soon. You know, just for everyone's benefit. I'm not really talking about anything, am I? I was doing pretty good here, and then I seem to have lost the lead. So yeah, I really messed up. Oh, I can't even finish. Yeah, those red ones at the end, they get piled up. You gotta be real careful. I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. That's life. It helps you grow. So aside from stuff like that, my life is pretty boring. Busy with family, busy with work. I don't have a lot of time to just sit down and do stuff like this. Sometimes I joke, if I ever left my job, I would be doing something like this. Maybe not this, but something that would allow me to have a little bit more creativity in my day. A lot of what I do is paper pushing, but that's important. I mean, people got to be able to do that. With all the people worried about AI stuff, AI is not going to replace my job. I do too many things that require actual human thought. I'm not worried about a machine replacing me anytime soon. I think a lot of the hopes and aspirations of the AI revolution are a little premature. It's just like, maybe we'll get there at some point where, you know, the machines are taking a lot of our jobs. We're not quite there yet, and it's hard to know when that's going to be until it happens. You know, at what point did the people understand they were really in an industrial revolution back in the day? Probably not until, you know, entire lives were changed. I mean, it's gonna hit people different times. I'm not in denial. I'm not a Luddite, but I kind of see that we're pushing all these AI things to be like, oh, this is gonna change the world. Maybe at some point it will, but you're not there yet. You're using some sort of large language model to help you do a bunch of stuff that it's just not made to do. It's not That's not what it's like. It's just predicting what it thinks the outcome is supposed to be in many respects, and that's not always correct. I mean, it's playing statistics. I mean, it's basically statistics with an alphabet. That may not be a correct assessment of it. There's probably people who understand that stuff a lot better than me and say, like, no, you're misrepresenting this. It's entirely possible. I am not an expert on these things. But from what I have seen, what I have heard, I think we're not quite there yet. Again, we will be, but I'm not worried for me at this point. I know a lot of other people are, and I don't discount their fears, because I mean, you've probably seen the headlines and the articles where, X corporation today decided they would lay off 40% of their staff because they say investing in this AI is going to replace all these people that they don't need anymore. I mean, it's definitely out there. It's not like it doesn't exist at all. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. So please don't misrepresent what I'm trying to say. But I don't think us as a society really are ready for... Ooh, is that a third place? Again, oh no, that's a second place. Like, look at that. Not bad. They're trying to build a data center in our town. People are not happy about that. I've seen very few people in support of that. I'm not really in favor of it either. I don't think that is the best use of our land resources. There's some people who say, like, oh, you really need the economic boost for this town. It'll really improve things. And I'm like, I don't see the numbers. I'm running these statistics that you're telling me against what we actually know from places that already have these kind of data centers. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see how this benefits the community. It may benefit the corporation, but that's not who our local government serves. You serve the citizens, not the corporate sponsors, if you will. I mean, a viable tax base, economic stability is important in a community. That's something I do know about, but I don't see this as a thing that, oh, this is going to be the crux and the change of all things. No, there's going to be better things coming. One massive data center on one side of town is not going to make or break somebody on the other side of town's life. I mean, if anything, it's just going to increase their utility bills. And that's why I say I don't think it's really going to help as much as the people who really want it say, which there aren't that many of those, honestly. So, watching people at these town halls yelling and screaming at city council people, yeah, that's politics. And the councilors get upset and say, like, hey, can you all please not repeat the same things? They're repeating the same things for reasons, because you're not listening. Like, these are actual concerns that everyone has, and you're going to hear it from everybody until everyone gets their say. That is politics. If you don't like it, you don't need to be a politician. You can't tell people to be quiet and then expect them to vote for you. That's not how our society works. It's not how our system of government works. Again, that's stuff I know about. So I don't really feel sorry for the politicians, even the local ones who I might be a little bit nicer to, because they might be your neighbor or someone who's close in your community somehow, but they've got a responsibility, and they got to serve faithfully to that. I don't make excuses for politicians on that. Even if you're like, quote, the outsider or the newbie and you don't really know any better, you got to figure it out, man. Like, that's the whole reason people vote for you. Don't come in here saying you're going to change things and then you don't, because you don't know how to do it. That kind of wastes people's vote. Don't do that. I know that's a popular thing to do. Please don't do that. Respect your people. And that's what people really want. They just want to be respected. They want to be heard. They want to know that their best interests are being held to heart. And that's really it. It's a simple thing, and that should be a simple thing. But then we complicate things, as mankind tends to do. But, we're not perfect. I'm not going to tell a politician they got to be perfect, but I got to tell them they got to try. Be as close to perfection as you can. Because that's what everyone else is striving to do. If I don't try to be perfect in my job every day, about some point they're going to call me in and say, hey, this isn't working. We're going to let you go. So You know, again, there's not really an excuse there. That's how it is for everybody. I know there's not really anybody watching, probably very few, because this channel's just been so inactive, but this is therapeutic for me. I can talk through some of my things that I'm thinking about, having some quiet time to reflect. I don't get this opportunity much, so thank you for indulging me if you're watching. I'm not a good salesman. I did sales. I tried for a while. Not good at it, because unless I really believe in something, I can't like advocate for it. Even though I think that's a good exercise to try to do. Like, if you're ever in like class debates or something, always try to take the side of the thing you don't believe in, because that makes you have to debate better, because you can't use your own bias, because your own bias is against you. So I would always do that when I had like certain projects, maybe not like quite like that, but things like similar, like, oh, you know, talk about this subject, what, you know, write a persuasive essay, things like that. Oh, I would always write about something I don't believe in, because then I have to be like, okay, what do I actually believe, and what do the facts say? And that was always a very good exercise, because, you know, I can't rely on my own thoughts at that point. I have to figure out, okay, what are the actual rational things I can bring up in an argument? And that's a healthy exercise. I think we need to not be afraid of trying to do that, and kind of, it gives you more kind of objective feel about, you know, how do I think things through? What's my logic for why I believe what I do? And everyone should be able to do that and not be afraid of it. Because if you're afraid of doing that, there's probably something wrong with, well, that's a general statement. As I say, there's probably something wrong with you or how you're thinking. That's not necessarily true, but it kind of leaves that unchecked. And, you know, that might give you problems later and down the line. So, you know, maybe try it someday. It's not fun. I mean, it's not easy. So don't think that's like, oh, like, for my vacation, I'm going to write a persuasive essay about things I don't believe in. You don't do that for fun typically, but I could see it as sort of a helpful exercise, mental exercise. I like that phrase, mental exercise. I've been using it a lot over the last few years. I don't know. Nothing really to it. I like the way it sounds. I have a particular weirdness for certain phrases. I just like the way they sound, and so I'll say them. Even if they don't really, like, it doesn't make sense with whatever's being said. Like, yeah, I just want to say the phrase because it's a very fun phrase. I don't know, language is a funny thing sometimes. I'm not a linguistics person by any means, so like, I don't have an authority on that, but wow, I got really close to done there. You know, whatever. Oh, new best rank for this track. I haven't played this in so long. I don't know what my rankings are, but whatever. My 3 rivals up there were first, second, and third. That hurts, man. Like, come on. Okay, give me a break. So the last few days, while my family's been away, I've been trying to be really productive. This is not productive. I mean, maybe it's therapeutic for me in a way, but not productive. I keep meaning to go and work out because I really need to. I've been out of shape over the last year, and I'd say it was about a year and a half ago, I really got serious about getting back in shape, and I lost a good 15, 20 pounds, somewhere in there, in a relatively quick time, like in about 4 months or so. And I was looking really good, and then summer hit, went on vacation, had a nice tour of Europe. That probably saved me. I was in a real dark place mentally there because I was so stressed at work. But then I got like a 2-week break, and I felt so good after. I really needed it. Yeah, everyone needs a break at some point. Give me a break. I never got back into shape, and now I'm kind of worse than what I was initially. So I keep meaning to do that, and then I don't. And then I think, well, it's too late to do it now because then I'll be sweaty, and you know, the place where I would go to work out will be closed because it's not like a 24-hour fitness place, because I'm too cheap to do that. So I go to like a local rec center, but the hours are a little limited. Whatever, that's its own thing. I could get more into that. I'm not going to. That's not really the purpose of anything. Just trying to say I want to be productive. Just haven't been. But actually today I've been pretty productive after work. I cleaned the entire kitchen floor and everything. Really got it nice and neat. So I think the missus will be really happy when she comes back and sees a kitchen floor that's not just completely covered in garbage. Not garbage, but, well, no, yeah, some of it's garbage. The kids love to bring home arts and crafts and just not let them go. If you have kids, young kids, you probably understand this feeling. They made something and they do not want to leave it behind. So we got huge, and one of my kids is actually every parent thinks their kid is great. But this kid actually he's got some artistic talent, and I'm not sure where he gets it from. I was sort of clever, creative, artsy, not hugely, but I enjoyed it. But he is very impressive for his age. Very impressive.
Most impressive.
Second place. Yeah, defeated all my rivals. I know people got really into this game for a while, and it is fun in short spurts, but I cannot, especially nowadays, because I don't have time, but I can't do it long term. It's too much. But aside from getting some good cleaning done, I haven't really done much. I keep meaning to get out and mow, but it keeps raining. It's rained like every day on and off for the past 3 weeks or so. And every time I'm like, oh, I got off work. I got some time after work. I can go vote or go mow. And then, nope, here comes the rain. Whoops, missed your opportunity. Well, what can you do? I can't control the weather. And that's probably for the best. Because if I controlled the weather, I'd probably want it to rain all the time. Because I hate having to go outside and do stuff like that. Mowing is not particularly fun. But somebody's got to do it. Somebody got to do it. So that is one of the downsides of owning a piece of property. You got to take care of it. That was one of the things I did like it about an apartment. If we had a problem, we just say, hey, landlord, got a problem with this, please fix. And they were usually pretty good about doing it. We didn't have a lot of problems. Especially our first apartment after we got married. I really miss that apartment sometimes. It's a little tiny thing, but it was just what we needed for where we were in life. We were poor, we couldn't afford much, and it was more than comfortable for what we were doing at that point in our lives. I do plan to make another trip to my hometown soon. Go visit for some family in a couple weeks. That should probably be good, but it'd be one of those things where it's like I get off work, the next day or so I'm on a flight, spend the whole day traveling, then you're with folks, then you're on a flight back a whole day, and then you go back to work the next day. It's like I didn't get a ton of time to actually recover from all the jet lag, and traveling by plane these days it seems worse all the time. And I remember traveling by plane before 9/11. It was a treat. It was fun. Of course, I was a kid. Everything was fun back then. Now everything is more difficult because now I'm the responsible one. That's life. Makes you grow. Whatever. But yeah, I don't really look forward to flying anymore. Even when I went to Europe and it was just me and the missus, what? It's just, it just doesn't seem as fun as it used to be. I don't know. It's probably, I'll tell you the honest reason why it's probably not as nice as it used to be. It's because I got taller. As soon as I got taller and needed more leg space and my shoulders got wider and people were constantly bumping into me at the aisle, I can't go in, I can't shrink my shoulders in unless I'm slouching forward the whole time. I can't do that on a multi-hour flight. I'm sorry. The seats are just not wide enough for my shoulders. People are always bumping and rubbing into me. I know they don't mean to. I'm not mad at them, but I'm in first place right now. It's just I can't do anything about it. I feel terrible because I know I'm making it uncomfortable for other people, but like, what am I supposed to do? There's nothing I can do about that. Physically can't do anything. Like, that's just how I'm built. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being tall. Excuse me for being above average in height and weight. Just, wow, I totally lost my lead here. Complaining about my self-image. Oh no. Oh no. Well, so in life, things can happen very fast. You know, you're driving down the road, you're talking with your friends, you're messing with the radio, and then BAM! A bear comes out of nowhere and we ran right into it. Based on a true story, not my own true story. I'm sure someone's hit a bear before. I've never hit a bear. I've never hit a deer. The only thing I know I've hit, I hit a hawk. And you're like, okay, how did you get it? I was not airborne before you start thinking that. The hawk was swooping down low. I don't know where it was looking. It wasn't looking at me, but I see it from a distance. I'm like, I'm going to hit that thing. And here it comes across the road. Hits the top of the car. I mean, I see it fly away, so it's not dead, but boy, I sure got rattled. But then it happened a second time. Almost the exact same thing. Like, I see it coming, and then like he's just crossing paths of the road, and I'm just on cruise control. You know, it's a flat, straight road, and I don't know what that hawk's doing. I don't know what he's looking for. Probably, I mean, food. Yeah, but like, I don't know what his goal is, like where he is going, but I can see him coming, and he's not changing direction. And I can only go down this straight road. I'm not changing direction. Like, buddy, sorry, animals do not have right of way. So, I mean, if you want to write to your congressperson, say like, hey, we need to change the law about animals and right of way, please don't waste their time, because obviously that's not going to work. There are actual, like, real world problems going on. That's not one of them. Just try to be as careful as you can, you know. This has been a PSA for all teen drivers and people who just don't understand how to stay off their phones while they're driving. I'm sure this will age well. I'll probably like die in a fiery car crash because I was like messing with my phone at one point while driving, and then people say, well, what a hypocrite that guy was. And that's how I'll be remembered. I mean, I usually don't do that, but you know, when people call me and, you know, whatever, my hands-free thing isn't synced sometimes, and then it's a real hassle. It's like, if I could just put it up to my head, like in the olden days, it would actually be safer. Where am I going on this rant? What is happening? I didn't actually test this equipment. I don't even know if this is recording or not. Because since yesterday I had to redo the setup because it wasn't working right. Man, I'm a man stuck in 2011, that's for sure. That's where all my references come from. I work with some kids on a youth competitive STEM team. And they're always telling me how my references are outdated. I'm like, don't you guys know about this? And they're like, no, we've never heard of that before. I'm like, when were you born again? Like, I feel like everyone knew this. Like, no, we were born like literally 10 years ago. You're making a 30-year-old reference. I'm like, no, that can't be right. That wasn't that long ago. And then I think about it, and it was that long ago. And I feel old, and I feel really bad. And, you know, that's just what I need in life, is to just know that I am old and obsolete. I mean, I'm getting there, that's for sure. Certainly feeling that these days. To the point where like nostalgia hurts a little bit sometimes. You know, I might be talking with somebody I haven't talked to in a long time, and like you might talk about the good old times, which, you know, whatever. Our views of things are always biased of what we knew at that time. Anyway, but like I'm saying, like old times, and it's like, oh man, I remember when I used to be able to do this. And this was like peak, and I didn't have any responsibilities, and I could just enjoy living. Like, that seems like such a sad thing. It's like, man, I remember the days where I could just enjoy living. Like, oh, that sounds so sad. Like, why can't we just enjoy where we are? Like, I'm okay having to be responsible for things, but man, it's like so many things in life make it harder than it needs to be. So, oh, yeah. I'm not like in a steep depression, I promise. Like, therapy will not help me. It's fine. This is good enough. But like, this is why I like having these moments where I can just not have to be responsible for anyone, and just, you know, make my own dinner and just breathe at the end of a work day. Like, it's a little bit, and like, that's just where I am in life right now. And this too shall pass at some point. But, you know, I'm always counting down the days till I can get, you know, out of working. But I'll probably never be able to, if I'm being honest. Because the way things are looking in the world is, it's so sad. And it's like, well, can I really ever stop? Will I ever be able to take a break? And that's sort of the American dream. You know, you want to retire and enjoy your last several decades doing what you want to do and not having to worry about so many other things, and enjoy living again. I think it's important to try to enjoy living wherever you are in life. And I'm struggling with that sometimes. And like, again, it's not like I'm in a deep depression. I'm not always happy. But also I can be kind of content with that for as long as I need to be. But at some point, you know, I'd like to just enjoy living. Again, not that like things are bad. They're really not. I'm tired all the time. And, you know, I'm just stressed all the time, and I'm working all the time, and things are never the way I want them to be. And, you know, just live and learn. Challenges make us grow. So whether or not you've been paying attention, I don't know if you can even see which controller I've got here. Still got a regular Switch. I haven't upgraded to a Switch 2. Again, I'm just so behind on the times. But it's like, I just don't get enough free time to do a lot of this. It's like, what's the point of even getting a console? Like, paying all that money and getting new games, and it's like I can't even enjoy the ones I have. So, oh shit, I hit the wrong button again. I saw the Switch 2. I think it's probably a good system. I can't justify spending money that, you know, I could be using for a mortgage or a car payment or whatever other responsibilities and important things that money needs to be used for. It's not like I'm destitute. I'm doing fine, but also, like, I feel like if I have to buy something, I need to have a reason to buy it. And just for entertainment is not always a strong motivation. Not that I don't occasionally buy games. I do maybe a couple times a year, but it's like I'm gonna wait for a Steam sale, and I'm gonna buy this $40 game for $4 instead, because like, if the sale's not even that good, if it's like, oh yeah, this $10 game is on sale, it's 33% off or whatever, you can get it for like $6 now or $7, whatever. I'm not doing the math in my head, sorry. It's like, yeah, but I think I can wait for a better sale, maybe 50 or 75% off. You know, I've got so few things that I buy unless they're on sale. I think the only time I ever bought a Steam game when it was not on sale, may have been RimWorld, but that like never went on sale, and I had it on there for years. I'm like, this looks really good. Like, I had really good reviews. I'm like, this seems very creative, up my alley, sort of thing. And it's good. Like, I do like it, but it's like, I didn't like the fact that I paid full price for it. I just kept waiting and waiting for a sale on it, and it just never went on sale. That was just so weird. The Steam games are like notorious for like going on sale all the time. It's like a joke at this point. It's like, oh yeah, you want that game? Yeah, just wait for a Steam sale. Just give it a few days. I hate that one. I'm voting for Red Canyon. No. Please stop doing Death Wind. Alright, this is a good starting spot. Toward the lead. The Stingray somehow got out in front. Alright. My time to shine now. Man. See, this is good. This is good for a Stingray. Flat, open course. You get in front. I'm going to be able to keep up with this guy. Can't keep boosting forever. I really want to see my power for the end when it starts to get really clumped up with all the red bumpers. Yep, here they come. At least these aren't the red ones, but still, lost some momentum there. Not good. I really shouldn't have boosted there. I'm playing a real risky here. There's a red one. Oh, they're coming, they're coming. Oh, I'm going to miss that. And I boosted instead to keep up. And I'm not gonna... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait, you came from behind. What? How did that happen? What? No. Wow, this really nice run has come to an end. Oh, that was not the final lap. Oh, I'm really... I thought that was the final lap in my head. It's the final lap. I'm like, oh, boost to the end. Oh, I gotta like a bumper here. This will be a nice way to finish this out. Let me just blow myself up here. Because I can never get those to work right. I'm not gonna try. It's been fun. This was fun. I'm gonna go do something else though. I don't know. I just can't do this in long sittings anymore. All right. Well, I have no outro, nothing planned. That's kind of my life these days. Wow, I've been such a negative sounding person today. I really don't feel that bad. It's just I just had a lot too much time to myself to think, and thinking is dangerous sometimes. When you're busy, you don't have time to think about how bad things are. I'm making it sound worse. I'm going to stop this before anything else happens. You have a great day. Whenever you're watching this, if you're watching it right when this goes up, or 30 years in the future, and somehow you come across this, I hope you have a good day. I hope things get better for you. They might not. That's okay. You can still have a good attitude about it. Man, things are so crazy these days.